Hi, my little maniacs. Welcome back. Or if you're new, hola. Been practicing my Spanish, second year. But I really haven't uploaded in like forever, almost 145, maybe 148 now days. Don't ask me what's going on. Don't bother to ask me what's going on. I don't feel like editing is too much. I still have a bunch of videos to edit from like the very beginning of the school year, like August 26th, the day I started school type shit. Yeah. Editing is draining. I can't do stuff like that. So yeah. So look at the makeup today, got the Aries, because I'm an Aries. Aries on top, that's why we come first. But yeah, I'm gonna get to it eventually, especially since I have to edit this video. So this video, then I'm gonna try to edit the very first episode of this year, so it should come out sometime soon. So all right, let's get to the video because this can get too long. I want to tell y'all like how to stay organized, how I stay organized as a dual role student, because college and high school is harder than college, but still gotta stay organized and all that. And it's a project, so free views. Yeah. All right, let's get started. To start, I don't really study, and if I do, it's more of a review thing since I can retain information really well. Additionally, always try to alter these ways to your personal preference and like it. Today, I have 2 organizational ways to show you today. The first one is my Notion for school, and the second one is how I stay mentally organized without a journal or diary. Even though I'm pretty organized, using Notion has always been useful for me, like when it comes to school. Like before Notion, I had just used school issue planners, not really, but we had used them as hall passes, so that's the only reason why I used them. Or I just use personal planners or just my phone calendar. After some time, I would just forget about those, however, and I didn't really like carrying them around since they added extra weight to my day-to-day life, and we had to carry our books around in elementary and middle school, so it wasn't fun having extra nonsense to carry around. And I can't access my phone in school at most times. Now I can, so it's really more conventional. I heard of Notion before I went to them, and I really couldn't understand how to work, so my biggest tip is either watching a video to learn how to build your own thing, or simply using a template as I did to get started. So first, when I open up my Notion set page, it is titled Student Hub because this is for school. I did a countdown until my school year end because I just wanted to keep a reason to always be mindful of my time, and of course a quote to keep me persevering. More specifically, the reason why I have to countdown is because I always want to see how fast time is going, and I still have things I have to do, and there's no really time to waste. Alright, moving on. Next, if I scroll down, there's 3 sections in the middle of my homepage. The first is a navigation bar where it takes me to different parts of my Notions, or quote-unquote subpages. The parts I use the most really is the planner section and the schedule. Other parts you can really see are notes, and the Domo timer is really helpful, but I personally use the Force app instead, which is a Domo timer, but it's kind of different. Depending on how much time and stuff you do, you get coins so you can buy different plants and build a forest. Hence the name forest. The directory and the PCCMC is where I can find my teachers' emails and stuff and quick information about the school if I need it. So like we might have a snow day or a virtual day later this week, and the Eagles won. Go Birds! So I might get off early. I mean, not early. I might not have school Friday. Thank gosh. So another really important section, and I think it's not that big a deal for me, is the quick notes. And I'm in high school now, obviously, and I'm a dual enrollment student. So I use my computer for most of my classes, and sometimes I might not have a notebook present, as for some of my classes I use
binders. Some I use actual notebooks, and depending on my CCD classes, I just might prefer to write take notes on my tablet, as it's more lighter and more conventional. And this is like when I don't have those things, so I just write them down right there really quick. It's conventional if you really need it, but I don't really use it as often, so it might not be necessary. You can put anything else in it, like I might little cute picture, anything to keep you going. You can rename it to like reminders or important dates, so it's easier to use and see. The last part I use really is the checkbox for my task. So for the checkbox, you can make it show the upcoming week or this week. Mine show both depending on what the dates are on the task to still be completed. As you can see, it shows the task for next week as I shown for the completed task this week. I'm going to show you how to work this part because this is like the most useful and
important thing for my Notion for me. First, the task at hand a name. First, give the task at hand a name. For example, I'm going to put Cornell notes from a U.S. history class, and it's due tomorrow. So I'm going to put U.S. history, Cornell notes. The next is the courses for. I have a list that I updated as I needed. I can also add if I want to. I have one named history since last year, and I took world history, and it's simple, so I'm just going to keep it like that. Then I add a due date to get an idea of when I should start working on it. You can make them as specific as possible or just a general date. You can also add reminders and connect your Google Calendar to it. Finally, I add what type of assignment it is. Like, is it a test or just homework? In case it's just homework. Subpages are basically what I mentioned before from the navigation section, and I really just use the home page. It's not too chaotic or crowded for me, and overall really clean and organized. Now, this is one of the most popular ways to get organized for school or even your personal life. But personally, I believe that getting organized really starts mentally, so I'm also going to show you how to do that too. In most of our lives, like if our minds wasn't clear, then our actions really wasn't either. So like if you didn't feel like, if you didn't have a really clear mind, like sometimes you get really lost in your like work or stuff you're doing, and that can really like make you freak out even more than what you already are. So today I kind of want to like tell you how to stay mentally organized. And I get really disorganized really quickly if I don't have a clear mind either. So the way I stay organized mentally is definitely a major question here, and so how do you? The way I stay mentally clear is by doing poetry. My poems are like emotionally based, and if you read them you can tell definitely that they are, but that's the point. I want to like need an outlet of some sort and be able to like speak my mind without other people being able to judge properly. Also, I'm not a big fan of like sharing my poems, and if I do, it's just like to like 10-12 people on my Instagram, close friends, my personal Instagram, and really just an outlet of some sort. So like I said already, like I rate my poems based off my emotions, because that's what like really can mess you up as a person. Your emotions, if you bottle them up, it can like really mess you up and like make you lose your train of thought as a person. So some people might find alternate ways to do this. Some do journaling, some do diaries, some do like paintings and stuff to write and express themselves, but instead But I always recommend something related to the arts instead. So whether that's music, painting, sewing, fashion, makeup. Makeup is another way I express myself. And like, cause it's always a story behind it, whether you can figure out right there or not. But either way, it's a very creative and like healthy way to express yourself without being a need to feel judged. So I'm gonna show you like how I write my poems, kind of step by step. So to start, like I really like to make my poems more like a metaphor or a simile. And so on the screen, I'm gonna have my poem in the train. In this poem, I'm comparing my experience to a train, as there are like multiple stops, and it can be like costly, depending on, and it can be costly. So like, I always want to experience something new, but it can cost so much, whether that's money, my health, or anything. It can cost things, and that's what is kind of like a fear of stopping people or just me in general. So like, that's an example of me using a metaphor and a simile, in this poem. And really, depending on what my mood is and what the poem, like when I'm trying to go with the poem, sometimes I might rhyme some and have stanzas in a poem. But it really is really up to you. You can like fluctuate how you want to do it. Don't feel like you have to conform to this certain standard of poetry. Poetry is very loose in everything. I'm also going to show another poem called Beautiful Rose. In this poem, you can see it has not only stanza, but also has some type of rhyme to it. The best bet is to go with the flow and use as much figurative language as you want, or none at all. Like, you can make your poem very direct, you can make it very confusing, but you can still get the message. You can make it so people can interpret it very different ways. It's really up to you. However, poetry isn't like everyone's favorite thing per se. It's okay. Like, at first I didn't like poetry because school and stuff, but until I read the book The Poet X, an amazing book by Elizabeth Afasito. I really can't say her last name. Sorry, girl. I'm sorry. So like, if poetry is an art, is always a form of expression. Paint or draw out your feelings, or if you like doing makeup, do it. Do not be scared of thinking what other people think, because that's what bottles you up and refrains you from expressing yourself. So express yourself. Bottling your emotions can cause like uncertainty in your actions and thought process altogether. So definitely find a way to like clear your mind and process your emotions. Another way to like really clear your mind is have a really good support system. Personally, my support system is my friend. Like, I can complain about the same thing many times, and every single time they will listen, like say, yeah, I understand it, and never shut me down. I can complain about the same person who they know I don't like and is very, bitter towards, and they sit there and listen to me every single time. And like, that's what everyone needs, honestly. Someone to listen and support them every single time. Because that's what happens to a lot of people. They don't feel supported, so they lose their thought. Get you a good friend group, I'm telling you. Alright, so my little maniac, so if you enjoyed this video after nearly 150 days since I uploaded any video and such, and enjoyed the things I showed you, how to like stay organized throughout your year, how to stay mentally organized, because organization starts from the mind, not physically. It can help you physically. Well, starting physically can help you, but really it's from your mind. So please subscribe or simply hit the like button, and I will see you in my next video, but it's gonna be from August 26th, 2024. Bye.